Before Michael Thomas would be drafted by the New Orleans Saints in 2016, going 47th overall, and would set franchise records in receptions, receiving yards, and touchdowns in his rookie season. Before Michael Thomas would clock in 670,000 followers on Instagram under the handle Can't Guard Mike, which doesn't seem like a whole lot, but I'll explain that a little later in this video. Before Michael Thomas would become the richest NFL wide receiver with his 5-year extension worth $96.25 million. Now, putting together this man's before they were famous, it was a little trickier than most videos we make here. Now, I purged this dude's social media, and there isn't one TBT photo from his entire life prior to football. He's also got a pretty common name. There's another Michael Thomas, he plays for the Giants, and there's a Mike Thomas with the Rams. And then I even found this kid with the same name who's also from California, but I'm pretty sure it ain't him.
All right, we're at Norco High School today with class of 2017 athlete, wide receiver, and now corner, Michael Thomas. Michael, how's it going today?
It's going good.
There are Michael Thomases everywhere. Yeah, no one's making things easy on the good old fact god, but I have found you some interesting information on Michael Thomas. You know, the one in our thumbnail. Now, this guy, he told his grandma when he was young that he was going to make it all the way to the NFL. And not focused on growing his Instagram profile, well, that seems to be a discipline he required while he was attending a military boot camp that was post-high school. Now, this man, he's also said it himself, he ain't in it for the fame. He's in it to make the history books and to be the best in the league. Now, speaking about other players that have been living life, well, on the gram, well, he told Bleacher Report, all these dudes out here trying to be somebody they're not supposed to be, they're confused, and it's easy for me to pass somebody who's confused because they're never gonna get it. They're never gonna figure it out. I think that's some shade at Odell Beckham Jr. I'm just guessing. Now, his ambition and his attitude is similar to his childhood hero Allen Iverson, a man Michael has been obsessed with during his youth and now someone he's become close friends with. I guess them be the perks when you're the highest paid wide receiver in the league. But the man has faced hardships including injuries and tragedy and back-to-back deaths. Yeah, his grandmother and his great aunt. These are two women he credited with getting to where he is today. Well, they passed away just before he went to college. What's going on, guys? It's your boy Michael McCredding hitting you with a brand new Before They Are Famous on the one and only Michael Thomas. It's kind of a joke. Now, you guys requested this video after our last drop on Odell Beckham Jr., and a lot of you guys were mad that we had Stunna for Vegas' Instagram picture in there by accident. That's right. My editor, Kevel, he has been fired once again.
I realize more and more every day how overqualified I am for this position and how incompetent you are at yours.
Other requests include Mike Evans, Alvin Karma, and Sasquin Barkley. Also, a rich life on Juju Schuster. Yeah, there's lots for us to do. Now make sure you've turned on your post notification bell so you guys can tune into these videos when we launch them, because that really helps on these videos, well, getting lift off, getting them views, keeping us paid, and keeping this party going. All right, let's get into this video. Michael William Thomas Jr. was born on March 3rd, 1993 in Los Angeles, California. Now, for those of you who don't know, his uncle is former Pro Bowl wideout and NFL star Keyshawn Johnson.
You used to call me and asking me stuff about playing. I'm like, man, go find it on YouTube.
Now, as I mentioned, Michael, he likes to keep his private life private. But we do know that he told his grandmother about his plans to make it to the NFL when he was just a boy. Now, before he got into organized sports, he would spend his free time getting messy outside, playing games of pickup. And he was obsessed with Allen Iverson. Like, super obsessed. He would read up on every book and every magazine he could find about the basketball star, and he would also write his own book reports on him and the 76ers. Now, he also had all the gear, he had the wristbands, he had the shoes, he even sported the number 3, and he had his aunt sew together for him an Iverson sleeve. The guy even watched all the Allen Iverson documentaries, which makes me think he's probably watched our Allen Iverson Before They Were Famous video, which is strange. Yeah, that's when everyone in high school switched from wearing Jordans to wearing Iversons. I myself even had a pair, the Answer 4s in black, but Tyrone, he pulled a fast one on me, and he said they were just for gym class. But I never saw them again. Yeah, If he did watch that, that's really awkward. Now, what he loved so much about Iverson was that he wasn't the biggest guy on the court, but he was the toughest. He also wasn't a pretty boy. The two have since met, and they constantly keep in contact via text and FaceTime. Another childhood hobby of his was reading the Bible. That's right, there's like no dirt on this guy. Now, his grandmother, she got him into prayer, and there is one verse that has stayed with him all this time. For many are called, but few are chosen. Growing up with his uncle Keyshawn Johnson, a Super Bowl champion, well, he would watch over all his old tapes. And having an uncle who made it to the top, well, it made that goal all the more attainable for a young Michael.
And I remember just watching you play, and I probably didn't know exactly what was going on, but I was watching, see when you get the ball. I remember when you scored your first touchdown, you slammed your helmet.
He attended Taft High School in Woodlands Hills, California, and as a senior, he had 86 receptions for a state leading 1,656 yards and 21 touchdowns. And he was also ranked a 4-star recruit. Now, of course, we've gone ahead and we found you guys a few clips from him playing back in the day. I really hope this is the right Michael Thomas. It's gotta be. It looks like him. Now, he spent a semester at Fort Union Military Academy, which upheld Christian values, and it's located just outside of Richmond, Virginia. Now, you might think this sounds like some kind of detour, but it's actually described as the following: the military boarding school that transforms boys into men. A new generation of would-be NFL stars is learning to live by the rules of Heismans and Hall of Famers before them. The rules at Fort Union are as follows: no cell phones, no social media, no facial hair, and no cursing. Now, all computers and internet usage is monitored, and beds, they must be made. Clothes must be folded and hung neatly. Room inspections, they take place daily. Violations are punishable through demerits and tours or marching, and more serious offenses can result in expulsion. Now, cell phones, they were getting confiscated on the daily, and there was actually an electric razor kept on site at all times. If you can't shave yourself, well, the staff will do it for you. Now, this military school, it sounds harsh and it was expensive. It cost him around $20,000 for admission. But, well, the school taught him a lot about his academics and his football career, and it looks like it paid off in the long run.
When we were at Fort Union, we would always just talk about like how we were going to come in and play right away and contribute, and then, you know, the ultimate goal is to win a national championship, play at the highest level.
Now, this article was actually a little confusing. It threw me for a Michael Thomas loophole. Of course, we're talking about the guy that's in the thumbnail that this video is about. I mean, it looks just like him in the photos. But then the interviewer asked him some questions, and this guy was a quarterback, and he also said he was from Washington, D.C. So I guess there's another Michael Thomas to add to the list. My God, I don't know what's going on. Now, it was soon after that he completed his time here that he chose his Instagram handle of Can't Guard Mike, a message that he wanted to put out to the world. Now, over on IG, he shows a lot of love to West Coast rappers like Nipsey Hussle, Tupac, and now he even shows some love for New Orleans rapper Master P. Let me know by hitting that like button if you thought I was gonna say Lil Wayne. Now, having completed his drill camp, well, Michael, he committed to Ohio State, but just before college, well, he was hit with a devastating blow. He lost both his aunt and his grandmother, and both these deaths, they were unexpected. Now, as detailed in his interview with Bleacher Report, well, he took ownership of the tragedies to become the man those two women helped raise. They're the reason he didn't fold at Ohio State and will not fold in the pros. If it weren't for them, Thomas admits he'd never know how to overcome adversity. That ordeal taught him how to harness pain, how to move forward, only forward.
This Ohio State offense. Barrett looks to throw. And wide open for a touchdown is Michael Thomas.
Now, Michael spent 3 years at Ohio State. He played 11 games in his freshman year, but the next season he was benched. That was after the coaches, well, they felt he struggled in fall camp. Now, the next season he was a backup player, but eventually he took over as the starting wide receiver. Now, he ended the season leading the team in receptions with 54 for 799 yards and 9 touchdowns, helping his team acquire a college football national championship. And the following year, well, he announced his eligibility for the 2016 NFL Draft.
The New Orleans Saints select Michael Thomas, wide receiver, Ohio State.
He was chosen 47th overall in the second round and was actually the 6th wide receiver to be selected that year. He came after Corey Coleman, Will Fuller, Josh Doxson, Laquan Treadwell, and Sterling Shepard. And those men, they must be spending more time on their Instagram, because I ain't done it before they were famous on any of them. No shade. Let me know if you want any of those done in the comments down below. Now, his original contract, it was for 4 years at $5.1 million, with $2.6 million guaranteed and a signing bonus of $1.92 million. Not bad, and it was money well spent, because he set franchise records for a rookie in receptions, receiving yards, and touchdowns in his rookie year. Now, I'm sure you guys would like to know more about his $100 million extension, but that to me sounds more like the Rich Life video, which we'll produce if you guys request it. So I'll be looking at your comments, let us know, and I'll see you guys. Well, as for the rest of the story, well, you know the story because this is before they're famous. My name is Michael Cretton. Thanks so much for checking out this channel. If you haven't subscribed already, we make all sorts of celebrity buyouts. So be sure to do that now, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Now, his grandmother, she got him into prayer, and there is one verse that has stayed with him all this time.
The path of the righteous man is beset on all sides.
The rules at Fort Union are as follows. No cell phones, no social media, no facial hair, and no cursing.
You will not laugh. You will not cry. You will learn by the numbers. I will teach you.